Hi, I'm Diana Corton, and I'm here today with Daisy to talk about making homemade organic cat food. When you're making organic cat food, the most important thing is to start with organic ingredients. So you want to go to your health food store and you want to get your organic chicken or your organic beef, some organic vegetables. And the three things that you're going to want to really experiment with are taste, texture, and temperature to figure out what it is that your cat really likes. So what I've done is I've got a few options. What you want to start with is you want to go to your health food store and you want to buy some organic meat. Meat is the most important ingredient in cat food. What I've got here is just a little raw chicken tenderloin, and I went ahead and baked it in the oven. I just sprayed the pan with a little bit of olive oil, baked it until it was nice and thoroughly cooked, and I'm going to mince it up for the cat. Most cats aren't going to want to eat it whole because it just takes a little more effort than they're accustomed to. Another option is, of course, some ground beef. And this I'm actually going to serve up raw. I know there's a lot of controversy about raw meat and cats, but I've visited many sanctuaries across the country that are using raw beef that they're feeding their cats, and their cats are incredibly healthy. So I'm a big fan of it. And the reason that I've included this is that it's got the bone. Because the thing that you want to do, one of the big issues with making your own homemade food is the cat going to get enough taurine, which is essential for the cat's diet. They get really sick without it. Well, one solution for the whole vitamin, minerals, and all that is to have your butcher grind the meat with the bones in it. So, like this has some bone and cartilage. If you had your butcher grind it for you, so that it has the meat and the bones, then you've got really a very wholesome meal for your cat. You can do the same thing with the chicken. Another protein option is, of course, to start with some organic eggs. And here, I'm just going to go ahead and scramble an egg. There's no salt. You never want to add salt or sugar to your cat's diet. Another option, of course, is just to add a little bit of raw egg yolk, not the whites, just the yolk, to your cat's food. You can mix it in with the beef here. The advantage of the egg yolk is it increases the acidity of the food, and it can help prevent urinary tract infections, things like that. Most cats are not fond of their food served cold, but you don't want it to be too hot because you don't want them to burn their tongues. But so we've got a couple of different texture options here. We've got this, flaky cooked meat, and then we've got the ground up raw beef. The nice thing about cooked squash is that it's very sweet to the cat's palate. Of course, you don't want to add sugar, but if you've got a vegetable that caramelizes a little bit, that can be very pleasant for the cat. I'm going to go ahead and add some of this squash here to the chicken. Not a whole lot, but just enough to give it a little bit of sweetness. Now, you'll notice that we have not actually added any carbohydrates to any of these. That's a big controversy in the homemade cat food world. You may feel that you want to add a little bit of rice or some potatoes. You definitely want to discuss that with your vet. If your cat is having kidney problems, you may really want to consider adding some carbohydrates. Another option that I like to do is add a little, this is freeze-dried chicken, and just sprinkle it over. Most cats just think this stuff is the best tasting stuff ever. And so it just gives it a little bit of garnish, gives it a little enticement for them to go ahead and eat some more.